Hello, glorious souls. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the 30th of May, 2022. Something a little bit different. I'm going to be changing up my weekly readings, evaluations, whatever you want to call them, a little bit. So we enter this week at the beginning of the next lunar month. So the lunar month begins on the new moon. So the 30th of May, we have the new moon. So I would like to welcome you into the lunar month of Taurus, because that's where the new month is. Now, Taurus is traditionally seen as the second sign of the zodiac. However, recent information that I've stumbled upon and still need to do a little bit more research into is that Taurus was in actual fact the first zodiac of the zodiac wheel, the first sign of the zodiac wheel back in ancient Babylonian times. Because of course, if we shift where precession was falling back to around 2000, 3000 BCE, that's where the vernal equinox was. It was actually in Taurus. So they could see the spring equinox, when the sun was directly overhead, was when it was in Taurus. So feel into that for yourself, that are we really at the beginning of a new year, a new lunar year? So that's what's happening this month. We're stepping into the Taurus season. Also this month, from a solar perspective, we're going to have, in my hemisphere, it's the winter solstice, or in perhaps the northern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. And that's when the moon is the furthest, the sun is the furthest north. So what does that really mean though? It means that the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, because of course the earth is on a 23.5-degree angle. And it means the northern part of our planet is tilted closer to the sun, and the southern part of our planet is tilted away. So it's not that the sun's moved, it's that the planet is tilted towards or away. And then that we get to the maximum point then, and then what starts to slowly happen is we get to be like that. And then that's when we head towards the 21st of December. So they're the two major things seasonally that we step into the lunar month of Taurus with, that begins on the 30th of May. Now, if you've stumbled across me for the first time, because I just launched into some information there, I'm Kel. I'm a 13-sign sidereal astrologer, and I'm also the creator of Ecology. 13-sign sidereal astrology is observational astrology, it's ecological astrology. It uses astronomy as a foundation, as well as looking back at history to feed into it, as well as looking at the developments in science and technology that have occurred and feed into it, because it's all part of our ecology, right? And we observe our environment, we observe our experience, and we invite in the opportunities to tend to our ecological self. So the planet is an ecology, we're not separate to it. And so therefore we are an ecology within the planet, same as with the solar system is an ecology to itself. The galaxy, the universe, and you can see the smaller parts, but we are a part of a whole, and we're a complete part of that whole, and we're reflecting of it. As above, so below. So Ecology is my membership group, where each month, each lunar month now, you will be guided through techniques, practices. There'll be information there for you to come back into your ecological self, to come back and regenerate towards enoughness, joy, imagination, your creativity, whatever it is, for you to come back home to know that you are Earth and Earth is you. So that's Ecology, and you can find the details to that below if you'd like to join. Let's check out what's going on in the sky this week as I share my screen. I'll try not to sing too much. Oh, my screen is not there. There we go. Let me share that screen. Technology, hey? Let's stop that. Let's try again. There we go. Share. Okay, so now you should be able to see the birth chart on the screen after me fumbling a little bit with where to find it. So this begins the 30th of May. And as I mentioned, we enter the week with a new moon in Taurus. So a new moon is a really great time to refresh. It has the archetypal energy of the innocent. Now, an archetype is a pattern of energy. Typically, it's come from myth and story, but there's archetypes anywhere. There's patterns and qualities of energy everywhere. And you are allowed to use that. It's an opportunity to use that to amplify, change, grow, rot, regenerate, consolidate something within your life. And so while you could just go, oh, it's nice, it's the new moon, and not do anything, and that's totally fine, completely up to you. The new moon is, it's kind of like one of those epic reminders to stop, pause, check in. Where do I need some fresh eyes? Where does the innocent need to be looking? Now, if we use the archetypal quality of Taurus, which I link to the idea of an architect, the architect looks at their environment, looks at their surroundings, looks at the materials and the abundance that they have, and asks the question, these are all my component pieces. What is it that I desire? So we look at Taurus, it is a little bit about desires. What is it that I desire to build, to construct, to craft? I kind of feel like the architect is a beautiful fusion of a builder and an artist. And they can take all their component pieces and craft something that, like the crafts person, they can craft something beautiful about with what they've got. Now that's in light aspect, the way I'm talking. So your intention this month may be around examining your ecology. It might be around examining your ecological footprint. Now, your ecological footprint is basically where you obtain all your inputs into your life and what are your outputs. What is your ecological footprint? And if you want to learn how to do that, come and join me this month in Eco Alchemy, because we're going to be doing that together. And we're also going to be looking at our ecology. We're going to be breaking down the bits of our life and looking at it going, what do we want to stay? What's working? What's not? What's going? So it's kind of like a declutter. So that's the season of the architect that we're stepping into now. We came out of the season of Aries, which was an eclipse season. So congratulations, you made it through eclipse season. Did you feel anything burning away? What burnt away for you? What is no longer there? What do you no longer need? And it's just gone. You can feel your sacred fire of confidence and self-esteem ready to look at your ecology, and it's a little bit of a start anew, to be renewed. Okay, so that's the new moon on the 30th of May. We also have Venus stepping into Aries. So the Aries energy hasn't gone anywhere because, of course, we've also had the North Node shift into Aries. So it's really very interesting that we've had this eclipse energy, which has been very warrior-like, very rapid, burn away those emotions and kick our asses to get us on the right track. To simplify, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and there is still this feeling that we are looking at our leaf litter, we are looking at our component pieces before we regenerate, before we go, okay, these are the bits that we want to put into this new creation, our new creations. What is it that I would really want to focus on, and can I keep it simple? I really think there's some exploration there for you to look at the component parts of your life, your ecology, and to determine whether, what is it that I really want to create? What is it that I'm doing? Where is it that I want to go, so that I can feel joy, so that I can keep coming back to me, that I'm more than enough, not just enough, we're more than enough, we're joyful, we're imaginative, and we're constantly regenerating. So the year-long journey that we're going to go on in Eco Alchemy, excuse me, I didn't turn my phone off, so now it's binging in the background and someone's rung the doorbell as well. Oh, you just get to see what life's like behind the scenes with Kel the astrologer. I also have 2 people sick at home with COVID, as is what happens in this lifetime. So you get to, at the beginning of this season, I encourage you to take a pause, reflect what has occurred for you over the last lunar month. You could even ignore what I've said previously, right? You just have a look. What's gone on for you over the last month? It's always a great time to reflect and then start stepping into the energy of Taurus, looking at your ecology, looking at your ecological footprint. A thing to note, I would have spoken about it last week, the archetypal energy in relation to it. Jupiter and Mars are still very close together. And because I speak about observational astrology, is if you are on the east coast of Australia in particular, you could see this on the horizon at between probably 4 and 5:30 a.m. You'll also see Venus very bright on the horizon as well. So you look directly east and you will see Jupiter's a very bright star. Mars looks bright star. It's a planet, looks very bright. Mars is slightly reddish, and Venus will be also very bright because Venus is closer to us than what Jupiter is. So if you'd like to see that alignment, get up a little bit early on Monday, and hopefully there's clear skies on the east coast of Australia and you will get to see this beautiful alignment. Okay, so let's move days. We'll go to Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I would really say are integration days after that new moon energy. Allow yourself to tend to anything that came up, allow ideas and information to settle, take notes, really bask in that new moon energy. It can feel really exciting, and you're kind of like a little child. You jump in with joy. Oh, there's new things here. And even though they're coming from the rot of all the pieces that I've already got, you can feel the fresh excitement there, and there's joy in that. So let yourself be childlike over the Tuesday and the Wednesday. And then we enter the first, so the first is the Wednesday, then we enter the 2nd of June. And we have Saturn square Mercury retrograde. So Saturn is in Capricorn, square Mercury retrograde. So this energy I would link to potential limiting beliefs. Square energy is always a tension, and it's an internal tension. So this is not, I'm not attempting to say this is how you will feel. I would encourage you, you've had these last sort of 3 days where things have been born anew. You've reflected on the Aries season. Now you're going to step into the Taurus season. Venus has shifted signs into Aries as well. Okay, there's fresh new energy. There's new insights. I'm going to craft something new. I'm building something new. Something's burnt away. But what that tends to leave within our energetic signature is the ego going, what the hell have you done? No, we can't go into that, you know, deep wisdom that is within us and start to integrate it into our core being. And the mind is like a bit discombobulated at the moment. It's like, well, hang on a minute. What are you telling me I need to do? I need to redo something. I need to redo something. I need to rebuild something. We've got to sort of change path and regrow. And you might get these limits or these beliefs or fears that you can't do it. I can't possibly change. I can't possibly build anew. I can't, you know, break something down that I've been building towards and start to construct something new. So check in with your fears and your beliefs on Thursday. That's Thursday is what I would encourage you to do. And then on Friday, we still have the new moon energy, but it sort of shifts into Gemini energy. So you might be still really feeling quite excited. 4th of June and the 5th of June, so the Saturday and the Sunday. So there's a couple of things happening around these 2 days. The first one is Mercury stations direct. So what's interesting over the last month is we've had the eclipse season, and I certainly sat in some fires around the beliefs I had held around myself and my confidence and my self-esteem and what I really should be focusing on and talking about. So that's why you'll see some changes coming through and what I'm talking about. It won't all be about astrology. You'll hear me constantly talking about coming home to ourselves as our ecology, coming home to our ecological self, coming home to us as Earth. And that's also happened during the period that Mercury is being retrograde in Taurus, and Taurus is simplifying and decluttering. So I've simplified my life, I've simplified my mind, I've decluttered, I've taken things out. I want to have peace of mind. I don't want my mind to be like the system is telling me the mind should be like, constantly working and constantly achieving and constantly doing, right? So Mercury retrograde ends. So now it's an opportunity over the next couple of weeks while Mercury retraces its steps back into Taurus, is exactly what I've said with it stepping into the Taurus season. We now get to survey the landscape. We get to survey our ecology. What is it that you are going to be bringing your intellect and your attention to? Are you going to be tending a garden? Are you going to be tending more to your physical health? Are you going to be tending more to the health of your connections in the relationship? Are you going to be spending more time perhaps in a community environment? So there's all these aspects. Are you going to be working more on making sure that your ego doesn't rule the program all the time, right? So there's all these questions that you can step into, but again, it's a point of reflection. It's an opportunity to reflect. At the same time, Mercury stations direct, Saturn starts to go retrograde. So here we still have these two aspects square each other. So stay vigilant, because the ego can be very sneaky. It can start to seep in doubt and I'm not enoughness into all sorts of situations that you least expect. And if I could just encourage you to come back home to you are Earth, you are magnificent, you are glorious, you're not even enough, you're more than enough. And you can use that historical wisdom that Saturn presents you by looking back to inform the present. Look back at what you've achieved. Look back at what you've accomplished. Look back at where you've come from and find the gold nuggets of wisdom in there that fill you up. Now, there might be some murky bits in there, but that's okay. Keep coming back to those achievements that you've accomplished and soak in pride and soak in that wisdom, and then allow your intuition to guide you as to where you will focus your attention. So this is Saturn just having several months of review after we've had a Mercury review. And what's interesting is in both Earth signs. So when we look at the Earth energy, it really is about being our divine human self. So we are divine, but we are also very much human. We can't deny either aspect of ourselves. So this is really calling for us to embrace that we are human, we are Earth, we are wise, we get to craft and create our reality from our ideas, from our wisdom, from our heart, from our intuition, from our creativity, from our connections, from all our gloriousness. So I hope that encourages you to continue stepping into those really wild dreams and visions that you have to leave a legacy or an impact, or simply just show up and serve within your ecology, knowing that you are the planet. So that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the evaluation of this week's energy, and as we step into the next month, And as I've mentioned throughout the video, if you would like to journey with me through these lunar seasons and of course the solar seasons as well, to come back to your ecological self, to regenerate to joy and imagination and more than enoughness, and know that you're the whole goddamn cosmos, please come and join Eco Alchemy. I would love to have you there. And as always, subscribe. I will be back in here next week, and have a glorious week.